Hello, it's Vidas again, and today I'm going to talk about the speed in organ playing. The speed, I think, is the concept that we often understand very mistakenly. We understand that it has to be very difficult to play fast, right? And organists have very difficult time in playing fast pieces, right? Because they think fast is difficult, slow is easy. That's the common thought, the common thread. But I think speed is really an illusion in music, because it can be very relative, right? Even composers' tempo indication can be allegro, but the metronome marking can be much slower than it is. Or composer might think of slower tempo, maybe andante, but the metronome marking could be much faster. It really depends on the metronome as well that the composer was using. We don't forget that in certain periods in certain countries they were using different kinds of systems of metronomes as well. So I think speed is not as important as the general musical feeling. All right, when you're playing a piece, you have to transfer the emotion and the musicality that is built in into this piece. And if you are not ready to play this piece fast at the right tempo, then play it slower, right? Play it slower. You don't have to play too fast for your own sake, because if you play too fast and you can't play fast, then you obviously will make more mistakes than normal. And your piece will not sound well if you play too fast. Your piece will sound just as a race. And in many cases, race is not a musical term. Race is sport, right? But sport is not music. Music is not necessarily a sport. Sometimes, yes, there is sport, some sport involved in music, like playing, I don't know, scales and etudes of certain type, and exercises when we want to play fast, but not too fast also. We have to play just as fast as we can listen and hear. That's the most important thing to remember from probably this video, is that you have to hear every single note, every single key change, every single modulation, every single cadence. You have to be aware. Of course, you have to know where these things are, but I presume that you analyzed your piece before practicing and you know how the piece is put together. And then when you practice this piece, try to be aware of that, and the speed will take care of itself, obviously. Because with time and with good music and with good exercises, your fingers and your feet will become much more stronger, much more secure. Your playing will become, and the speed will become natural to you. And it's better to think about the musical things here, about how the piece is put together when you play. Try to really transfer your idea of analysis to the listeners. You play something and you discover it's a modulation to G major, and you discover this dissonant dominant 6/5 chord in this place, which takes you to the key of G major. Then you show something. You're not playing like a machine, right? At this point, you are feeling, you're leaning on dissonances, you are hearing each voice and each part. That's why singing each part is so crucial in your practice. I hope you are doing it, singing each part when practicing. It's not easy, but very worth doing, very much worth doing, because you will learn to play musically and not necessarily like a machine and very fast like a robot, right? You will think like a real human being and transfer the thoughts that the composer put into your organ piece. So remember this in your organ practice.